Dissidia Final Fantasy NT has received heavy criticism from players the world over, myself included in this equation, with the game only having released last year in January. The game did not receive the praise that Square Enix initially believed it would, especially since the previous two titles still receive praise to this day. And with those games being as great as they still are, though Dissidia Final Fantasy NT looks incredible, the game can be considered bare bones and ripped apart when comparing it to the titles before it. But with the release of the game's free-to-play version releasing on Steam and PS4 the other day, I wanted to take the time to really give the game a chance and see if I can answer the popular question, has Dissidia Final Fantasy NT finally been redeemed? For those who aren't aware of the type of game Dissidia Final Fantasy NT is, think of it as similar to an anime arena fighter, except focusing on 3-on-3 combat, to where you can go and solo with randoms on your team, or squad up with 2 other friends and take on the ranked mode together. But the structure of the gameplay is still very different than a normal arena brawler. Dissidia Final Fantasy NT has a function called the bravery system, and while watching gameplay of it, it can seem a bit confusing, as because of it, you can't just play the game attacking the foe any kind of way. On the bottom left corner of the screen, you see a blue bar which represents our HP and a fluctuating number going up and down above it. This is what's called our bravery. Essentially, bravery is used in 2 different ways in this game. In one way, it's a semi-shield, as no one player or enemy can actually die until the bravery number hits 0, also known as being broken. Where it ties into the other way to use bravery is powering up our HP attacks. The game has 2 types of attacks: the basic attacks, known as bravery attacks, that lowers the HP of the enemy but also lowers their bravery and increases ours, and the higher our bravery number gets, the stronger our killing moves, the HP attacks, will be, which is a big goal of the fight, as using the HP attacks normally will do more damage, but they're harder to hit and won't kill them if the enemy's bravery is still too high. Each team is given 3 lives, essentially giving each player the chance to fall once in battle. First team to 0 lives left is the losers. Now personally, I love the bravery system in this game. It gives the game a sense of uniqueness over other games in its similar genre. But the thing is, there's still plenty of qualms I have about this game that honestly don't even have anything to do with the overall gameplay. Let's start off with the free-to-play aspect of this game. When you're playing for free, you'll get a selection of 4 different characters that you're allowed to play in this version of the game. But what happens is each week the playable fighters rotate to others within the roster, changing them all up. So in theory, that's actually pretty cool, but when applied realistically is something I feel a lot of us, myself included, failed to actually realize. Whenever you play online, all you're ever gonna encounter right now in the game is these 4 free characters, as many are still trying to figure out the game to see how they feel, getting used to the game, so it gets a bit repetitive and a little annoying to have to deal with the same few characters over and over every time you play online. Now, I actually have the full version of the game, but the previous statement still applies, and going into my next point, this is a fighting game. I mean, it can already take a bit for players to find out who they want to main, but with only having 4 people to choose from for a whole week will make progression towards finding a true main very long and frustrating. Now, going into what I think is the worst aspect of this game right now, only actually exists on the PC version of this game right now, and that's the lag during matches. I actually have a really good computer alongside having incredible internet speeds thanks to fiber, but when it comes to dealing with laggy players, it's the worst and completely destroys any match with it. You should see on screen how awful the lag is during this match, and it happens really frequently on PC. I don't know why Square didn't stress test this before releasing the actual game. Now, I know this is an easier fix, as the PS4 version originally had this issue a long time ago, and it's fixed now. Even right now, this problem hasn't occurred for me once while playing the free version of this game on PS4, which aggravates me, as all my customized presets and characters are on my PC version of this game, and shouldn't be an issue for a game that's been out for over a year actually. Thankfully, the game has an offline mode called Gauntlet. That's exactly how it sounds. You go in with your team, match after match, and try to achieve 6 consecutive wins with increasingly more difficult enemies each round, from bronze all the way up to platinum and mithril. Now, going off script here for a moment, because I know I'm gonna see in the comments if I don't, but you actually do have the ability to buy any character in the game separately, and I really find this to be a really good addition, because some people may not be interested playing as most of the roster. Some people may only want to play as Noctis and Cloud and just let that be that, and they only have to pay $6 each per person, and I find that to be a really good addition. But the reason why I didn't mention this in the actual script was because I really feel that putting any kind of money into a free-to-play game game kind of makes the feel of the game less free to play, as if I have to get my maximum enjoyment of this game through putting some money in. I wanted to judge the game based off of what the developers are offering me without having to put a dime into it as a free-to-play game. That was the main reason why I didn't bring it up in the actual script, but I wanted to put it in post just so you guys know that I am aware, and that way I don't have to see it a ton in the comments. But to those wondering if they should even bother with this game, if you haven't started playing already, just stick with the PS4 version if you really want to try it out, as the complaints I have with that version are extremely minimal, while the PC version suffers from a flaw I feel that should have been its strongest aspect. If you don't have a PS4 though, I still think Dissidia NT is a fun free-to-play game on PC, but I'm hoping that connectivity issues are resolved quickly. But what do you guys think? Have you tried out Dissidia Final Fantasy NT's free version? And if so, and how did you feel about it? And if not, will you be giving it a try? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you're new and you're interested in Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, and Persona, there is a ton of content in the works and already on their way. So hitting the bell after subscribing will make sure you never miss another video again. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is KingdomAce, and remember, my loyal knights, to always fly skyward.